In this video lesson, I'm going to discuss to you about financial loan. Financial loan is a form of debt contract entered by two parties, an organization or an individual. The lender, which is usually a financial institution, for example, a bank or a lending company, advances a sum of money to the borrower. In return, the borrower agrees to a certain set of terms, which includes the principal amount, interest rate, finance charges, and other conditions. In other words, a financial loan is only a debt, utang, agreed by two parties. Now, loans can be classified as secured or unsecured. But what is the difference between secured and unsecured loan? In a secured loan, the borrower pledges some assets as collateral for the loan. Collateral could be real estate or other investments. Example, balay, yuta, a collateral could be a vehicle, sakinan, motor, pwede gyapon mga appliances. Ya kung dili ka makabayad sa imong utang, mao na siya ang birahon sa bangko or mga lending company as exchange sa imong kwarta nga wala na bayaran sa ilaha. In case the borrower fails to pay his or her obligations, the lender has the right to take possessions of the assets pledged by the borrower. Muna taong giingon. Pag dili niya mabayaran iyang kwarta nga giutang, na ay right ang lender nga magkuha og possession like sakyanan ba na, motor, or other belongings. On the other hand, an unsecured loan is a loan that is approved without the need for collateral. So again, what is the difference between secured and unsecured loan? If it's a secured loan, meaning na ay collateral. If unsecured, approved siyang a loan without the need for collateral. Loans can differ in form. The two most common types of loans are business and consumer loan. So again, what is the difference between these two? Difference between a consumer loan and a business loan. A business loan is a money lent specifically for a business purpose. It may be used to start a business or to have a business expansion. So example, mangutang ka og kwarta sa bangko para magpatukod og negosyo, halimbawa sari-sari store. So that is a business loan. On the other hand, a consumer loan is a money lent to an individual for personal or family purposes. The most popular example of consumer loans are mortgage or mortgages, home equity, and credit card. Another example of consumer loans, mangutang ka og kwarta for the education of your child. Pwede yapon, considered as consumer loan. Mangutang ka og kwarta kay gusto ka adto og laing country, gusto ka mag-abroad. So, that is also a consumer loan. Okay? The only difference between the two, when you say business loan, mangutang kag kwarta for the business purpose. Pero pag consumer loan, it's more on personal or family purposes. Okay, again, if it's a business loan, it's for business purpose. But if it's for consumer loan, it's for personal or family purpose. Okay. Now, to further distinguish a consumer loan from a business loan, let's have some examples. Okay, let's have letter A. Mr. Pipito, a government employee, plans to make some renovations in their house. Since he does not have enough cash, he decided to borrow money from the bank to cover the expenses for his house renovation. So, gusto siya renovate sa ilang balay. But since wala man siya cash, gusto siya mangutang sa bangko. This is for personal purposes. Gusto siya mag-renovate sa ilang balay. Meaning to say, this is an example of a consumer loan. Okay, for personal purposes man, for house renovation. Okay, now let's have letter B. Mr. Dulay was able to put up another branch of his restaurant. This was made possible because of an approved loan from a lending institution. So, gusto siya mag-loan for the purpose of making another branch of his restaurant. This is a business purpose, meaning to say, example B is a business loan. Now, let's have letter C. In order to finance the education of her child, Mrs. Daliba borrowed some money from the bank. So, for the education of her child. So, pag education, ang hisgutan, this is a personal purpose para sa pag-eskwela sa iyang bata. So, meaning to say, this is a consumer loan. So, letter C is an example of consumer loan. Letter D. Mr. Biscocho and his family decided to go for a trip outside the country. In order to cover the expenses for the trip, he decided to apply for a loan. So, gusto siya mag-adto og lahi nga country for travel. So, this is another personal purpose, no? So, consumer or business. Again, this is a consumer loan. Okay. So, these are the further explanation. So, A, B, and D illustrate a consumer loan since the loans made by the borrower are intended for personal or family use. On the other hand, C illustrates the business loan since a loan made by a borrower is intended for business purposes. Okay, so that is the difference between the two. When you say business loan for business purposes, and if it's consumer, it's either personal or family purposes. Now, let's go to these very important terms about loan. So we have number one, amortization. What is amortization? It is the process of paying a loan over time in a regular payment. So if mangutang ka, for example, in a bank, the process of paying that loan over time is called amortization. And when you say amortization, you follow regular equal payment. Okay? So, regular equal payment. Na gina-follow nga schedule. The schedule is called the amortization schedule. This is the table. It is a complete table of periodic loan payments that shows the principal, interest, and the outstanding balance for each payment is made. Now, for example of amortization schedule, okay? So this is an example of amortization schedule. We have the number of payment, we have the beginning principal. The beginning principal is 150,000 pesos. This is the payment, okay? Payment each period. This is 56,116.47. And the interest is 9,000. Now, principal reduction, how to get this one later on, I'm going to discuss. And how to get the balance as well. Until such time that you paid all the money you borrowed from the lender. So may mo na siyang zero balance. Kaya mo nang nabayaran tanan over time ang imong nautang. Okay? So this is an example of amortization schedule. So I have here another example of amortization schedule. This is another type of table. Okay, depende lang sa format nga gagamiton. Now, let's go back. Now, what about mortgage? Mortgage is a type of secured loan secured by a collateral that the borrower is obliged to pay at specified terms. So, in order to further explain what is mortgage, let's listen to this video.
By a bank or other financial institution that a person can use to finance the purchase of a home. A mortgage is different from other loans, like personal or student loans, since the bank can use your house as collateral. Meaning, if you don't pay the bank back on time, they can take possession of your home. Here's Mark and Lisa. Mark and Lisa are newlyweds, looking to buy their first home. After a long search, they find the perfect home with the not so perfect price tag of $500,000, more than they have in the bank. What are they to do? Mark and Lisa head over to the bank. The banker suggests that they take out a mortgage to finance the home. The banker asks them how much they are willing to put down as a down payment. The down payment is the amount that Mark and Lisa pay up front. Usually, a down payment needs to be at least around 20% of the price of the home, but this amount varies from bank to bank. Mark and Lisa have been saving for a while and decide to put down $100,000, meaning they will need to borrow an additional $400,000 to buy the house. The banker reviews Mark and Lisa's credit reports and income statement and grants them a $400,000 mortgage at a fixed rate of 5% with a 5-year term and a 40-year amortization period. That means Mark and Lisa must pay a 5% interest rate to the bank per year. The fixed 5-year term means Mark and Lisa are locked into this rate for 5 years, regardless of whether the interest rates go up or down. Conversely, they could have taken a variable or floating rate, which goes up and down with the interest rates. Fixed rates are considered to be the safer choice, but are often a little more expensive than variable.
All right, in other words, class, when you say mortgage, for example, in this problem, naisa ka mag-asawa nga gusto magpalit og balay. But since they don't have enough money to purchase a house, they resort to borrowing ang money from a bank. Okay? So mangutang sila og kwarta sa bangko para ibayad sa ilang paliton nga balay. Now, katong ilahang balay nga napalit using the money they borrowed from a bank, kung dili mabayaran nila ang bangko in every period or in every interval. For example, monthly ang interval sa pagbayad sa bangko sa ilang giutang nga kwarta para mapalit ang balay ug dili na nila ma-fulfill nga term or promise sa pagbayad, so pwede na kuhaon ang balay because balay is the collateral. In case the borrower fails to pay the amount regularly, so they have the right to take possession. So that is mortgage. All right, again, mortgage is a type of secured loan secured by a collateral that the borrower is obliged to pay at specified terms. Example katong balay. Nya og dili nila mabayaran ang giutang sa bangko katong balay, pwede to kwaon sa bangko as the collateral. Now, how to compute the regular payments for a loan? We already discussed this in our lesson, right? What is our formula? We have R is equal to P over 1 minus 1 plus j raised to negative n over j. So let's have an example. Example 1. A consumer loan amounting to 100,000 pesos is to be repaid monthly for 15 months with an interest rate of 9%. Question. What is or how much is the monthly payments? Pila ang R or the regular payments. So we have here some of the given values. P, we have here 100,000 pesos. That is our principal or present value. Now our rate is 0.09 since this is simple annuity. Simple annuity meaning to say we have a monthly payment or payment interval is 12. Okay, But we have a compounding period that is also monthly, meaning to say equal ang payment interval and our compounding period. Pag simple annuity, to get our rate per period, all you have to do is to divide our annual rate, which is 0.09, by the number of payments in a year. Since it is monthly, divided by 12. So 0.09 divided by 12, that is 0.0075. Since in our problem, it was mentioned that the loan will be repaid monthly for 15 months, meaning we have a total of 15 number of payments in a specific term or period. Okay? Now the question is, what is the regular payment? So we can now proceed to our formula. All you have to do is to substitute all the given values to our formula and then you operate. The answer is 7,073.64 pesos. Therefore, the monthly payment is 7,073.64 pesos. Now, I have here some trick. Sir, I find it very difficult to answer this kind of problem using a calculator. Don't you worry. If you have difficulty, you can still practice, but you can also solve that problem using Excel. Now, how to do that? Okay, you follow my instruction because later on, I'm going to give you an assignment using this kind of solving using Excel. Now, let's try to split the screen. All right, let's go back to the problem. A consumer a loan amounting 200,000. So the amount borrowed is 100,000 pesos. So you write there 100,000 pesos. The period. What is the period? The total number of payments. All right. So this is 15 months. Repaid monthly for 15 months. Therefore, our N or the total number of payments is 15. How about our rate? Since this is simple annuity, we have to divide again 0.09 by 12. Since this is compounded monthly and this is uh, simple annuity again, compounded monthly, so divided by 12. So, so we can write first equal sign. So we could operate. Yes, that is 0.0075. So how to get the payment, regular payment? So here is our formula. Listen, take note. First, press equals and then write PMT, that is payment, and then parentheses. First, you have to click the rate. Where's the rate? The rate is cell K3. Okay, that is 0.0075. After that, click comma. And then after clicking comma, you click the period, which is K2. That is 15. Click 15. Click comma. After that, you click minus. Okay, don't forget to click minus. And then you press our amount, which is K1, 100,000 pesos. Okay, that is negative K1. Again, click our comma and then press 0. And then enter, close parentheses, and then press enter. So we have 7,073.64 as our regular payments. As you can see, pareha ra og answer ang atong Excel o ang ato ang solving sa ato ang klase. Right? Using the formula nga atong ginagamit sa klase o ang formula gamit ang Excel, we can solve easily our regular payment. Okay? Now, since our total number of payments is 17, so we are going to write 1 to 15 as our number of payments. Okay, we have 1, 2, and then we can just highlight and then drag down. Paingon sa 15. Okay, we already know that there are total of 15 number of payments. Now, what is our beginning principal? You click that cell, this cell, okay? You click that cell, you press equals, and then you press K1, 100,000 pesos. Okay. What about the payment? Again, you click that cell, you press equals, and you click this cell, K4. That is our regular payment of or our R. How about our interest? What is our interest? Okay, to get our interest, all you have to do is to multiply our beginning principal and then multiply it to our rate or our J, rate per period. So times, okay, that star in your keyboard. You click that one, that is Shift 8, okay, and then you press J, the rate per period or 0.0075. All right. Since our rate is constant class, don't forget to write dollar sign so that in order later on, if atong i-drag, dili siya magubak. That's the purpose of the dollar sign to make it constant. Okay? So in every number that is constant, kailangan nato butangan og parenthesis para dili siya ma-change. All right, that is 750. How to get our principal reduction? Okay? To get our principal reduction, all you have to do is to subtract payment by our interest and then click equals. I forgot. Since this is regular payment, later on uh we are going to write the dollar sign. Okay? So the dollar sign or we can write it now. So dollar sign apil ni ang ato ang payment because this is constant. So ay na to kalimtan. Okay? So duwa atong constant, the regular payment as well as ito ang rate. Okay? Ito ang rate. Not including K7. Kinirang K3 in this part only. Okay? The rate only. The red one. Alright. How to get our balance? Press equals. Press our beginning principal minus our principal reduction. Okay? So after paying 7,073.64 after the first period, nakaigibayaran niya interest nga 750 and ang principal ra nga imong nabayaran actually is 6,323.64. So, nanalang kay balance nga utang nga 93,673.36. So, muna lang na ang nabilin sa imuhang utang after the first period. Now, in the second period, kanay mong balance ng 93,676.36 will become our new beginning principal. So, ato na siyang i-click to become the new beginning principal. Okay, na-click na. Next, pag na-click na siya class, okay, now, we just press equals and then click our regular payment. Okay? So, click lang na to atong regular payment because that is constant man. Always man na siya constant. 7,073.64. Now, what about our interest? Again, to get our interest, you press equals, uh, then click our new beginning principal, press Shift 8 to get that multiplication or times or kanang star, and then click our rate. Again, don't forget to put dollar sign. That implies nga constant ang ato ang rate para dili siya ma-change equals. Again, to get our principal reduction class, just subtract the payment. So equals payment minus our interest. So that is our principal reduction. To get our balance, press beginning principal minus ang ato ang principal reduction. Okay? So press enter. So after the second period class, Na na lang tayo nabili niya utang nga 87,305.29 pesos. So after the second period. Now, sir, pwede pa ba nato na sa necessary pa ba nato nga isa-isahon? Dili na necessary. For as long as na-enter na nato ang mga formula as well as kato mga dollar sign kaya pwede siya magawa. All you have to do is highlight. After you highlight, you go to the corner na kay makita nga plus diha nga itom, then you drag down paingon sa ika-15. Okay, as you can see class, after 15 period sa ika-15 nga bayaran, wala na kay nabili nga utang. Fully paid na ka kumbaga, no? So this is called the amortization schedule. After the first period, this is the balance. Second period, this is the balance. Third period, we have 80,886.45 as our balance. After 10th period, ang balance na lang nato is 34,586.13. But after the last period class in the 15th period, wala na tayo balance. Meaning to say, nabayaran na nato ang atuang utang nga 100,000 pesos. Okay? So this is called amortization schedule. This is the process of how you pay the loan. May it be a commercial, consumer or a business loan. All right, so let's have another example para dili malibog. Let's have example number two. Okay, so example number two. Mrs. or Miss Dulay borrowed 1,250,000 pesos at a fixed interest rate of 10% per annum to purchase a car. The loan is to be repaid quarterly quarterly for 20 years. I assume this is simple annuity class, okay? So, to be repaid quarterly. At the same time, our compounding period is uh, 10% per annum. Our compounding period is also quarterly. Okay? So, usually, pag utang manggon, this simple annuity gid ang atong ma-apply. Okay? So 10% per annum, that is our annual rate, but still compounded quarterly. All right, so yeah, let's have another one. Ato na siyang ikopyahon sa ubos. So copy, paste. All right, so ato lang na siyang ilisdan. Now we have a new borrowed money. Pilang giutang? We have 1,250,000 pesos. Okay. So what is the period? The total number of payment. So that is N. So let's try to analyze. The car or the loan is to be repaid quarterly for 20 years, meaning that is 4 times 20. So that is a total of 80 number of payments. What about our rate? This is 10%, 0.1 or 0.10. I-divide na to by 4 since this is quarterly. So, press in enter. Excuse me. All right. Now, let's go back. Let's go to the finding of our regular payment. No, balik ta sa ato ang formula. What is our formula again? Equals, press PMT, and then open parenthesis. Now, what is our rate? We have 0.025. So press our rate, that is K20, K26. Press comma. After our rate, then we proceed to our total number of payments, which is 80. That is K25. Press comma. After pressing comma, press minus and then our um, borrowed money, 1,250,000 pesos. Click K24. Again, comma, and then zero. Close parenthesis. Press enter. So we have 36,882, 282.56. Let's try to check kung pare ba tag answer. Okay. So parehara tawag answer, no? Using the formula or using our formula in the Excel. So very simple and very easy lang sa Excel. Just one click, then you can get the answer. Therefore, the quarterly mortgage amount is 36,282.56. All right, so let's go to our amortization schedule. Okay, I'm teaching you how to create an amortization schedule para mabalaan ninyo kung pila ang balance after each payment. No? So since this is 80, let's write 1 to 80 in our number of payment. So 1, 2, 3. Pwede na ng 1, 2, 3. And then you drag down. So go to the corner and then paingon sa 80. Medyo taas-taas gid siya. Okay, so let's be patient. Paingon sa 80. Tara. All right. Now, what is our beginning principal? That is 1,250,000. Press equals and click our amount or our uh, money borrow or principal. Okay. What is our payment once again? Our payment is 36,282. Okay. Since this is constant class, don't forget to write um, dollar sign. Okay. Shift and press 4. Press enter. Okay, that is an indicator that that is a constant number or value. Meaning to say, dili siya pwede ma-change. What is our interest? Our interest is the product of our beginning principal times our rate, which is 0.025. Just multiply. Now, since rate is a constant value again, let's try to put a dollar sign before sa letter K and before sa number na 26. Press enter. Now to get our principal reduction, again, press equals and then press our payment minus our interest. Press enter. How to get our balance? Again, click that cell, press equals, press our beginning principal minus our principal reduction. So our balance after the first payment class is 1,244,967.44. So our balance now will become our new beginning principal. So let's click that one to become our new beginning principal. Since our payment is constant class, so let's try to just put an equal and then click our payment. Okay, since nabutkan ko naman ng dollar sign kagain na itong una, no need to write dollar sign sa ikaduha. Okay? Now, to find our interest, muna siya ang crucial. Butangan na ito na siya og dollar sign later on. So, equals, beginning principal, press shift and press 8. So, natay times, press the rate. Our rate is again constant. So, butangan na ito og dollar sign. Dollar sign and another dollar sign before sa number. Dollar sign before sa letter, another dollar sign before sa number. Press equals. Now, that is our interest. Now, to get our principal reduction payment minus our interest. So that is our principal reduction. Sa imong gibayran nga 36,282.56, 31,000 ato class is the interest. So how big? Very big, no? 31,000 na to is the interest. And ang principal deduction ra is only 5,000. Gamay ra ang imuhang na minus imong utang. 5,000 na kapin. Ba? Amazing. Now, how to get the balance again? Equals beginning principal minus our principal reduction. Okay? So naman naman tag-input sa atong mga formulas as well as itong mga dollar signs. So you can highlight this last nga row, row 2, go to the corner, and then you drag paingon sa last ka ng 80. Okay, as you can see, zero na, meaning to say, wala na kay utang. Okay? So nahurot na nimo og bayad ang imuhang utang. Okay? So mura na. So after the 80 payments, zero na. Wala na kay utang. Okay. Zero na. Normal na nimong bayaran ang imong utang after 80 payments. So that is amortization schedule. Let's have another example. Another example pa. Sige. Okay. Another example. Okay. Wait for a while. Now, example, mm, example, example 3, or let's have this example sa kilid. Yes, example 3. This is example 3. Okay? Yeah, example 3. All right, sige. Let's answer example 3. Okay. So for a while, let's set up our Excel. So let's copy our format. All right. Sige. Let's go to example number 3. Example number 3. An amortized loan amounting to 150,000, that is our present value or principal. The amount of money borrowed or the loan, 1, 2, 3, 150,000, is charged with an interest rate of 7% per annum. Okay? Now that is our annual rate. If payments will be made semi-annually for 2 years, semi-annually for 2 years. Sa isa ka tuig, kadua ka magbayad. And this is for 2 years. So what is our total number of payments? So we have 2, that is semi-annual, times 2 years, a total of 4 payments lang. Very short. Now, what is our rate? To get our rate, we have 0. 0.7, 0.07 because it's 7% divided by 2 because this is semi-annual. Let's say this is compounded semi-annually. No? So we have a rate of 0.035. So what is our payment? Again, press equals, write PMT, open parenthesis, click our rate, comma, click for the total number of payments, which is 4, click comma, and then press minus our amount or our present value in K 111, and then press comma and then 0. Close parenthesis, press enter. That is our payment. That is our payment per semi-annual. Now, how to get or how to solve for an amortization schedule? Okay, so since we have 4 as our total number of payments, so let's write down here 1 to 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. No need to drag, kay gamay naman siya. Okay, so tara. Now, what is our beginning principal? So our beginning principal is equal to 150,000. So you press equals and then press our present value. Our payment, what is our payment? 40,837.67. Since that is a constant value, okay, every term or every period, mo ginay mo bayaran constant. Kinanglan siya na ay dollar sign. So before the K, press dollar sign, and before 114, press dollar sign. Press enter. What is our interest? You press our beginning principal, shift 8, that is times our rate. Okay, since our rate is again constant, press dollars before K, and dollar sign before 113. Press enter. Now to solve for our principal reduction, payment minus our interest. And to solve for our balance equals principal, we're beginning principal minus our reduction. Okay, that is our balance now. Now imagine for your payment, 40,000. Okay, again, let me double check first. Okay, so for your payment, now 40,837.67. The interest is 5,250 and your principal reduction is 35,587.67. In this case, medyo gamay lang ang interest, no? Mas dako ang nadidak sa atong principal kaysa ang amount sa ato ang interest. Okay. Now, after that, atong balance will become our new beginning principal. So, you click that balance. Okay? So what is our payment? Very simple na lang. Just click that payment. No need to write dollar signs. Kay kagain na nabutkan ko naman. Okay? Now, what about our interest? Our interest, kina-change mo na atong principal. Kinang nato siya baguhon. Now, again, press our new beginning principal times our rate and put dollar sign before K and 113. Another dollar sign. Press enter. For principal reduction, the same process. We have payment, 40,000. I-minus nato sa interest, which is 4,000. So that is our principal reduction. To get our balance, our principal minus our principal reduction. Now, to get the all the values in our amortization schedule, just highlight the second row and then go to the corner and then drag paingon sa 4. So after fourth period class, wala na dayon kay utang. Meaning, nabayaran na nimo tanan nimong utang. Wala na kay bayro nun. No? So that is the very essence of amortization schedule. Imong makita, after nimong pagbayad sa first payment, makita nimo ang interest nga imong nibayran, makita nimo ang madidak, ang kwarta nga madidak sa imong utang ug ang balance nga mabilin sa imong utang. Until such time nga sige kag bayad, ma-zero balance na, mean to say, fully paid na ka, wala na kay utang. Okay? So now, I'll be giving you a set of problem class, word problem, and then kindly use Excel in solving the amortization schedule. All right? So, thank you so much for listening. I hope na amoy natun-an sa pagpaminaw sa akwa. Thank you so much.